Mmamoagi Kungoane. I need you to remember this name. She has represented the country at all levels. The junior national player has even trained with the senior national hockey squad. But Kungoane's dream is to be a professional tennis player and grace the lawns of Wimbledon, the very same Wimbledon that is getting underway today. She's joining me now in studio to talk about her appeal to raise funds to remain at the Tennis Academy in France. Yes, that is where she's been for the better part of this year. That's where she'll be for the remainder of this year. But she's here in South Africa to grace us with her presence. Mmamoagi, a very good morning, Osi. Legai.
Everything legai.
Not a pit. You are wanting to be like Ons Jabeur, be the next African representative on the Wimbledon courts, on the French Open courts, on the Australian Open courts, on the US Open courts, on any other ATP 1000 Masters court. Who is Mmamoagi Kungoane? You want at least, Mama, who's in studio with us now,
yes,
wants for this name to be remembered. Who is Mmamoagi Kungoane and what is she trying to do?
Well, Mmamoagi Kungoane is an aspiring pro tennis player, but I think my story goes beyond that. I think sport just becomes the expression of what I feel inside every morning when I wake up. I know I won't be able to get that feeling if I was working in an office. And I think for you, if you weren't in this studio, you wouldn't get that exhilarating feeling. And I think Mmamoagi Kungoane represents a young black girl who wants to, represent themselves outside of society's norms of, me wanting to fulfill my duty as what have been an interior architect. I don't get that feeling when I wake up. Mmamoagi Kungoane is someone who brings sunshine to people. I can put a smile on someone's face, and I think that's another thing that makes me rememberable. Mmamoagi Kungoane is also an individual who's gone through a lot of hardship, and I think I'm a better person because of it. And I think those hardship really made me a strong individual, but sometimes it made me quite emotionally unavailable sometimes. And I think sport has allowed me to express myself and, get distracted for a little bit. Mmamoagi Kungoane was raised by a single mother. And I think my mother has given me more, and I don't know how to thank her. And I think she's also given me the opportunity to express myself in France. And that has been a huge undertaking for her financially. Yeah. And I'm doing this so I can repay her. Yeah.
Let's talk about France. I was talking to you off air about it as to you're part of this academy that is in France that you do need that support, because Mama can't do it by herself.
No, she can't.
The whole way through. Mama would like for a corporate sponsor to just come on and be like, hey, listen, we'll help her out for 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, everybody needs to do something because there's a benefit to it. And you're saying you bring smiles to people, you bring sunshine in people's gloomy days. And you win Tagana, so we could do with a bit of sunshine, right?
That's true.
And you do so with racket in hand. So a sponsor needs to know that if I'm going to put money into Mmamoagi Kungoane, Le Mama, it needs to be to my benefit. So let's talk about the Tennis Academy in France and what it is you're doing there, and how it is, if they were to continue to support you, or if they were to start supporting you, how it is they would do that. How's the experience in that academy in France?
So I've been there for 8 months now, and the reason why I picked the specific academy was that it's owned by Joe Wilfred Tsonga, an ex-French tennis player, and he is one of my idols as well. And why I picked France? France is the hub of tennis, if not in the world, but also in Europe. And I can feel that every time I'm either going to a tournament, or you can even hear it on the news. Even France even has a Grand Slam. So it just gives you that oomph or more information to know that, okay, I'm in the right spot. And I'm exposed to the best facilities there, coaching on the court and off the court in terms of physique, nutrition, and there's always a weekly update and in contact with your coaches, and your coach is not just solely your coach, and so there are so many other voices that have huge influence in terms of like the French Federation. And the reason why I picked this, another reason why I picked this academy is the owner is black, and I needed that representation as a young black woman.
Yeah.
And if anything were to have happened in a negative light, I knew someone could advocate for me. And I think any black individual needs representation.
Yeah.
But I think that was just a huge defining factor for me.
So Mmamoagi Kungoane does not get the sponsorship that she needs to stay in France to even further her career in tennis. Why then do you stay playing tennis? Why are you pushing for this career if the necessary assistance is not coming for you?
I think I have a story to tell. It's the underdog story. It's a story of not giving up. I mean, I used to be sick with COVID for 11 months, so I didn't want to live a life with regret. And during that period, I decided, I think tennis is something I need to pursue. And as an athlete deep down, I had unfinished business. And so, I mean, having played tennis as a professional hockey player, I know what it takes to perform at a high level. So I have experience in that. It's just tennis is just a different expression of that. And yeah.
Listen, I can only but hope that the next time you and I talk, it's when you are about to kick off your professional career on a Grand Slam court, potentially Wimbledon, even though you have not plied your trade on a grass court. But I really do appreciate you making the time to come through. I know you're going back to France tomorrow, so safe travels, travel mercies. I hope you make it there safe, and I hope it is an incredible experience for you, Mmamoagi. But thank you so much for coming through this morning to eNCA. That is Mmamoagi Kungoane. She's a young tennis sensation, a South African tennis sensation that, again, I say, remember that name, because one of these days when I do talk to her again, and I will, it'll be as her professional tennis player who is about to take on her first Grand Slam. Right.